Hi everyone, Daniel Smith from StealthX, Managing Director for StealthX Asia Pacific, and delighted to be talking and showcasing our solution. So if you don't have an SSO MFA solution in place, you imagine how many times individuals are signing on during their day, having to authenticate using either the JD username password or their Windows account, depending on what you've got set up. We support a range of authentication options, so this is not just Office, it could be Okta, it could be Fortinet. There's a broad range of what it looks like with MFA in place. So firstly, what we're going to show you, this is the end result. So no more having to sign on to JDE once you've authenticated through the MFA. I'm starting with the end in mind. So all the user has to do to access JDE is double click on the icon on your intranet, whatever the case may be, and it takes them directly into JDE. It's a real time saver when you've got management users doing this over and over. So what does this mean to a customer service rep? All they have to do to access potentially a sales order entry screen is double click on a shortcut and they're straight in. So we have lots of users that all they do all day, every day is enter sales orders, enter work orders, receipt purchase orders. So we can set up shortcuts, they can get directly into the application. This is a workflow that's come from the system automatically, giving me some details about it. In this instance, it's actually taking me through to that particular work order. So again, by cutting down the navigation process and the authentication process. We think is a best-in-class MFA SSO solution, which we call TLX10, so transparent logon. What this enables after authentication, which brings with it things like SSO for JD Edwards, as well as associated applications. If you're running reports now, you can also provide SSO MFA functionality for that. Unlike some other solutions out there in the marketplace, we also manage the AIS server, which is the integration layer from a JD Edwards perspective, and can sit across Orchestrator as well as mobile applications that we have. We support deep links, and we can automate the onboarding and offboarding process. So as soon as someone is disconnected from Office 365 or your main domain controller, they are unable to access your core system record being JDE. And through some of the APIs that we provide, we've helped organizations automate the removal of that security profile within JDE to clean up IDs within JDE. Conversely, on the onboarding side, we've got APIs to automate the provisioning of users in JDE if you're using a ticketing system as well. And a lot of audit capability, who's logged on, when they've logged on, etc. I'll show you what it looks like to trigger an MFA request or authentication request. I'm going to go into incognito mode here, just so I can basically trigger the MFA process. It knows that I haven't authenticated for this particular session, so it's going to ask me to authenticate against my OAuth provider. In this case, it's Office 365 or Entra. It's asking me to provide my MFA details, so not standard JDE. In this instance, it's asking me to confirm via an SMS to JDE. We also have the ability to use things like the Okta authentication app or the Office 365 authentication app, which we'll show you an example of. Once I've signed in, done that, then I'm good to come back and forth into JDE for the life of the session, which is a configuration option that we have. So globally, more than 500 customers. The solution scales to all industries, all corporation sizes. And we have some of the most security intensive organizations running the solutions that you're seeing today. So in terms of audit, in terms of security compliance, we've passed the most onerous tests. By way of example, we've got banks in South Africa and in North America running JDE and running the solutions that we're presenting today. You can imagine some of the specifics around that, including airline logistics companies, etc. So I suppose the takeaway here is that you're in good company, and this is not a new solution. It's been widely adopted. For those of you who don't know the StealthX organization, so we've been operating globally for around 23 years. We have circa 800 customers that have our own solutions that we engineer, develop and support.